We've seen Marcus Allen make a few plays today and throughout spring when we saw him then. Just where is his next step in kind of becoming a part of this offense and being a more consistent player?
I think just keep working, working the details of his fundamentals, releasing and running routes, and just really owning the playbook. And then at the end of the day, just going out and finishing the play. He's still young, he's talented, so consistency is the key, and he's working hard for it.
Consistency is something that everybody's kind of working towards right here in fall camp, but one guy that's kind of popped is Skylar Bell. Kind of talk a little bit about what you see with him as well.
Yeah, really like Skylar, man. Just come to work, comes to practice every day with a workman-like attitude. He's smart, he's a strong guy, he's got good speed, and he's been playing really strong at the catch point. So he owns the playbook, and I'm excited about his future.
What are the areas that you've been pushing Braylon Allen to add to his game or add to his toolbox here in the fall so you can use it in games?
Yeah, I think Coach Al, Coach Chris, myself, we all just want to keep challenging him to be better at every phase of the game. Route running is something he's focused on. Protections is always a big deal for a back, and everything from just tracks to seeing the holes to just the complete game. There's no really one thing, but just like keep working hard to improve in every phase of the game.
Jackson has really kind of come in as made that seemingly smooth transition to fullback. But what stands out to you? What in terms of what you've seen from him so far, and what kind of dimension might he be able to add to that position?
Yeah, I think number one at that is his willingness to go in and hit people consistently as a fullback. That's a different thing, when you transfer when you move from halfback. So I think that's number one. Number two, he's athletic. As a fullback, and he's learning how to adjust to the different looks and the fronts that we see so he can get to the second level on the backers. And every play is like a new play with our defense sometimes when it comes to that. But I'm excited about Jackson. He can run, he can catch. He's a smart guy, so he's been working really hard this camp to get better.
With what you're just trying to accomplish with the offense, obviously, not to get into X's and O's, but what are the major hurdles you think of some of the things you're asking your players to do this season that, may take some time here, that got to get ironed out in fall camp before the season hits?
Yeah, well, I think that's what we're doing now is ironing out and seeing what we like. It's just a spirit of competition, but just, getting enough reps to make so we master the details to give the guys a chance to go out and play well and play consistently.
The players mentioned, one of your focal points of this offense is being able to attack the whole field this year, and maybe more utilize some of the outside perimeter playmakers. Do you like what you have in that room to be able to add some balance to this offense?
Yeah, I think we have some young, talented playmakers, and again, this is camp. We're 2 weeks in, so guys will continue, to work hard and define those roles. But I think the group as a whole, they're young, they're talented, and they're hungry.
Jack Eschenbach had several catches today and kind of working his way back from that injury. Him and Clay Cundiff, do you kind of see those two separating at all, or do you think it's still a lot of guys trying to fight their way in there?
I think those guys have done well. I think Rucci has done well and has a role, and I think those guys are defining what that role is. But Clay and Esh have the most experience. So it's been good to kind of see them both get back after missing spring and play at a high level. So we're excited about them, and I think Hayden's done a good job as well.
Graham's talked about the meetings that you guys had throughout the spring and the summer about just how you guys want to work on play calling together, just the rhythm of that relationship between play caller and quarterback. What were those sessions like? What were the things that you guys would kind of go over?
I think just talking ball, to me, part of it was really, this system has been here and Paul's done an unbelievable job with it. So it starts there. But just, talking to Graham and understanding, what his experiences were and kind of what mine were, and finding out, the details of how we want to teach it in this offense. And just kind of you getting to know each other as people, right, so that you have a better working relationship.
Bobby, what have you seen from Malusi as he works his way back?
I'm sorry, say again?
What have you seen from Chez as he works his way back?
I think he's been, working his way back in and working hard. I think what you see with Chez is you see a guy who's willing to be a physical runner. So that's the one thing that's really jumped out at me initially.
You if you're going to be in the booth or on the sideline yet as you call plays in the first year?
I don't yet.
Okay.
quarterback recruiting question for you. You guys don't have one in 2023. It's obviously kind of getting a little late in the
Right.
game for that position. Is the plan just to take one no matter what, or do you guys kind of feel we got 2 freshmen, it's not the end of the world if we don't get one in here?
No, I think you go through the process like you normally would, and you don't rush anything. I think we have some good talent identified that we're going to look to do a senior eval on, and we'll get our guy.
How have you balanced implementing your system versus playing to the strengths of the guys that are already here on the ice?
I think it's system, like I said, has been intact. I think you just come and you build and you add to. There's a solid foundation here of a lot of good football and a lot of winning. So I'm working with Paul, and we're trying to find a blend and trying to add some new and different twists. And again, I think a lot of that is personnel driven. What do you have? I think, like I said, we have some young talented guys outside. We have some really good running backs. Some tight ends that are capable. And I think good teams. Good coordinators, good coaches. They try and build around the talent that they have.
How's Clay just been looking coming off his injury, and what do you think he could potentially bring to this offense if he does develop into that every down tight end that you guys have talked about him being in the past?
Yeah, I think he's done well. He has a good grasp for the playbook. You can see him. He's a guy who's physical enough in the run game. He'll get in there and mix it up. But he's got enough speed and athleticism to run a lot of routes on the route tree. Just trying to see what he can do well. And anytime you got a playmaking tight end, that just adds a different dimension to the offense. So I'm happy for him. After missing the spring, he's worked really hard to get back, and he'll be able to help us.